Top 10 dumbest things Peter Griffin has ever done.
Yeah, it was supposed to be fun, but it was humiliating. I felt like a premature volcano.
If there's one thing Peter Griffin has perfected over the years, it's doing dumb things, and doing them big. Whether it's breaking the law, starting chaos, or just being the ultimate doofus dad, Peter's stupidity is unmatched. Today we're counting down the top 10 dumbest things Peter has ever done.
Hey, what's the matter, Brian? Have you fallen and can't get up?
And trust me, it's gonna be wild. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and smash that. Like if you think Family Guy wouldn't be the same without Peter's dumb antics.
And in the event of your death, you'd like the insurance policy to be paid to your wife?
Yep.
Ready? Let's go. The time Peter bought Volcano Insurance.
Well, perhaps you'd be interested in something every homeowner cannot be without. Volcano Insurance.
Ah yes, Peter Griffin, the guy who saw no volcanoes within a 1,000-mile radius and thought, you know what this family really needs? Volcano Insurance. I mean, what could possibly go wrong in Quahog, right? Peter was watching one of those late-night infomercials, you know, the ones that sell you useless junk, and somehow decided Volcano Insurance was essential. And when Lois found out, oh man, her face said it all, but in true Peter fashion, he defended his logic. What if a volcano suddenly appears? You got to admit though, this is peak Peter logic. It's like that friend we all have who stocks up on frozen pizzas because they heard there's a 5% chance of an alien invasion. The time Peter got surgery to become handsome.
Peter needs to lose weight, and we were hoping you could help us.
Peter's self-esteem has never been great, and that became painfully clear when he decided to get plastic surgery and transform himself into a perfect man. For about 48 hours, Peter looked like a Greek god. The problem? His newfound handsomeness made him an absolute menace to society. This is the kind of plot that only Family Guy could pull off. Peter, in peak vanity, turning into a heartthrob only to make everyone's lives miserable. Quagmire was jealous, Meg was confused, and Lois. Yeah, she had to put up with handsome Peter constantly flexing and checking himself out. It's like if your dad suddenly decided to become Brad Pitt, except with all the same terrible personality traits. The surgery? Pure comedy, but the results? Pure disaster. Peter joins the Mafia.
Interesting question. My value system will vary wildly.
Ah yes, because who wouldn't want to see Peter Griffin try to be a mob boss? What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler, a lot. Peter joins the Mafia, and instead of becoming the next Tony Soprano, he becomes a nuisance who can't even extort people properly. Remember when Peter tried to intimidate Mort at the pharmacy, only to end up giving Mort a 2-for-1 coupon instead of threatening him? Classic Peter, somehow managing to be both terrifyingly clueless and pathetically polite at the same time. If the real mob was ever this incompetent, all their turf wars would have been solved with bake sales and coupon exchanges. The time Peter became a knight. What happens when Peter Griffin watches a little too much Game of Thrones? He decides to become a knight, of course. Lois was against it, naturally, but Peter had his heart set on knighthood. What followed was, let's just say, a medieval disaster. From trying to joust in a shopping mall to nearly getting banned from medieval festivals, Peter's short-lived knighthood became one of the dumbest phases of his life. And that's saying something. I mean, imagine a guy who thinks ye old Dairy Queen is an actual kingdom. Yeah, that's Peter.
Prepare for the most epic battle of all time that nobody will see because it's too dark, and we'll say it's because they have bad TVs.
The time Peter tried to start his own country. When Peter doesn't get his way, what does he do? Declare his own country, of course. Pretoria may have been short-lived, but oh boy, was it memorable. In typical Peter fashion, he declared his backyard as an independent country just so he could avoid paying taxes. And when the US government got involved, yeah, let's just say that Peter quickly learned international politics is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, you the man, North Korea. Great job, Iraq. Iraq, Lois. You know what? I'm gonna invite a few of these fellas over for a party.
The time Peter fought a giant chicken. If we're talking about dumb things Peter has done, we can't leave out the chicken fights. These brawls are legendary at this point. Whether he's crashing through cars, buildings, or entire cities, Peter's hatred for that chicken knows no bounds. It's honestly a miracle they both survived every time. I mean, what's next? A Peter versus chicken fight in space? Actually, that would be pretty awesome. Peter tries to marry a towel.
And your wife is this piece of pie?
You got it. Love you.
Peter's dumb decisions reach new heights when he decides that marrying Lois isn't enough. He needs to marry a towel. Yes, you heard that right, a towel. What's even worse is that Peter seemed genuinely heartbroken when the towel dumped him. I guess that's what happens when you take laundry way too seriously. The time Peter became the president of a beer company. Peter finally lands his dream job, president of a beer company. The problem, Peter plus beer plus responsibility equals disaster. The time Peter blew his savings on The Bird is the Word.
Oh, have you not heard?
Heard what?
Oh, well, a bird.
Peter heard the song Surfin' Bird once and decided it was the greatest thing ever. He spent every dollar promoting it. The problem? Everyone else hated it. The time, Peter shot himself to avoid work. Peter's most outrageous move? Faking his own death. Accidentally. That's peak Peter. What was your favorite dumbest things Peter Griffin has ever done?
And to the host. Joe, thank you for having us in this restaurant with a painted wall that makes Venice look terrible.
Did we miss any big ones? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. Thanks for watching,